hello. Good afternoon. Yes, yes, yes. Afternoon, Facebook. Hello, hello. How you guys doing out there? It's 1 o'clock. Let's see. Got me a good position on the IG. Hello, IG. Hello, Facebook. How you guys? Come on down today so we can get some more of this good information. All right. Want to keep everybody in business. Keep you guys out of tax troubles. Make sure we're on the right path. Make sure we all can be successful. Make all this money we got in business for. So you guys come on in here. Share this video. Hit like and share this video. Make sure all your friends get in here and get some of this good information, okay? Good information. You don't have to pay anything for it. Just come on in here and listen to it, share it, and let everybody take advantage of it, okay? So hi Lee, hi Ellen, no, how you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so make sure that everybody knows about it. Share it, share it, share it, share it. Okay, so we're going to talk about some good stuff today. And keep in mind, hi Carla, how are you today? Good to see you. Okay, keep in mind, guys, this is a Q&A. Okay, so have all of your questions ready. And, you know, we'll attempt to answer them up here today. And, you know, of course, hi, how you doing? I'm good, I'm good. So it's a Q&A. Get your questions ready. Today we have some great information on your business about taxes. Hi Laverne, thanks for tuning in. So I want to make sure you guys stay in business, stay out of tax problems. So we're going to discuss that today, okay? So anyway, I wanted to first of all introduce myself, guys. I am Elaine Proby, CEO of PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, and we operate a tax and financial service business here in Los Angeles for over 35 years in the same location for 25. Okay. We do income taxes, accounting services, business services, payroll services, you know, tax problem resolution. If you know anybody have a tax problem, we can take care of that as well. Okay, and business consultation. So right here in Los Angeles, PROBY'S Tax and Accounting on Crenshaw Boulevard. Hey, Lorna Smith, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. You guys click like and share this video so everybody can get this great information that all businesses and individual is going to need today. That's what we're going to talk about, right? So today's topic is about tax liabilities, right, for business, and this will apply to personal and especially some of the self-employed business. And I'm going to talk about that one, you know, in a little bit more detail because this is the one that gets most people in trouble, okay? So we are going to talk about liabilities, tax liabilities specifically today. And so I wanted to point out maybe top 5 of those tax liabilities that most businesses are facing and will be facing and will have to pay. Make sure that 1, they take care of it, 2, they don't get themselves in any kind of tax problem, and 3, this way they can stay in business. Okay, I'm here getting in the business mood. All right, yes, get in the business mood. Okay, I like that. So guys, we're going to talk about some of the tax liabilities that business have that they're faced with. Okay, so there is income taxes. We're going to discuss income taxes, and we're going to discuss who pays those and who you pay them to. So we're going to discuss income taxes that are paid to the federal government. We're going to discuss income taxes that are paid to some state. Okay, we're going to discuss sales taxes. Everybody sees that stuff all the time and be like, okay, why am I paying this all the time? We're going to discuss sales taxes. We're going to talk about payroll taxes. We're going to talk about some business taxes as well. And then, you know, so you got, you know, various business taxes. So we're going to talk about like maybe 5 of those taxes. So if you guys have questions, okay, remember, put your questions on the screen. I'll attempt to answer them. If they, you know, scroll up too fast, then I'll have you, you know, just repost them, okay? All right, guys, so today, let's start with the income tax. Let's start with the income tax. So income taxes, just like the word said, it is based on income, okay? And then we're going to speak on it, hi Inez. We're going to speak on it from a business perspective, okay? We're going to speak on income taxes from business perspective. Now, so now you're in business, of course, right? So you're selling your services, you're selling your product, and you are making some money. Hi, Ernie. Thanks for tuning in. So you're in business now, you're making some money from the business that you're providing, right? Whether it's a service, whether it is a product that you're selling. So now you're making some money, okay? So you have to pay taxes to the federal government, and the taxes is based on your net profit, which is the income that you make, okay? And I always try to explain this so people understand it really clearly. It is not your gross income. It's not the $100,000 that you made. It's the $100,000 minus your business expenses, and it's on your net profit. Let's say that's $20,000. You have to pay income taxes on that, right? So for accounting purposes, this is called a tax liability that the business has. And I think on our heading today, we speak of the tax liabilities, because it is a liability because you incur that expense simply because you have income in your business, right? So this is why it is a tax liability to your business. It's something, a liability, something that you have to pay. All right, so you guys got that clear? Income taxes to the federal government is paid on your income. If you're in business, it's paid on your net profit, okay? That's when you pay your income taxes. Now, those taxes are paid at different rates, and we're not going to get into the different rates because the rate for the income taxes is based on your tax bracket, right? Depending on how much money you make. So it goes from 10% on a personal basis to up to 35% based on what bracket you're in, how much money you make, and this is how you pay those income taxes. So, but we're not going to get into the rate. We just want to make sure that you know that there's a tax liability that you have incurred based on the income that you make from your business, okay? So after I tell you guys about these tax liability, I'm going to give you some tips and some ideas of how to make sure that, one, you take care of those liabilities so it don't put you into a tax problem. And tax problem, of course, can lead to a whole lot of things that you don't want to have, including maybe putting you out of business, which is definitely what this is all about. This is about how to stay in business, how to operate, how to make money, and how to pay those taxes and stay out of trouble, okay? Do I have to license taxes? Wait a minute. Do I have to file income tax if I don't make any money? Okay, so people ask that question all the time, if they have to file income taxes if they don't make any money. Now, depending on what your business structure is. Now, if you're an individual, you started your business, let's say you started the business, you never really got it off the ground yet, you haven't operated, you haven't collected any income, you know, you may have paid out a few expenses, and you haven't really got going, and this is on a personal level, then you don't have a tax filing requirement, of course, unless you have other income, okay? If you have an incorporated business, especially here in the state of California, if you made no money, you still have to file those taxes, because the day you incorporated your business is considered a entity for tax purposes for the state that you're in, and they're looking for you to tell them something. So if you made no money and you have an incorporated entity, yes, you have to file a return even if you put 0 on there, okay? Because the government doesn't know you made no money, okay? They don't know you made no money. So they're looking for their money, okay? They say, okay, here you are with this, you know, I haven't seen a tax return from you, and where is my money? So they don't know you made no money, so you got to tell them. You got to file the taxes and tell them if you made no money, okay? So this is why you have to file even if you made no money, especially if you are an incorporated business. Okay, does that answer your question? And I hope so. All right, you guys, okay, this is a Q&A. Put your questions on the screen, and then I'll attempt to answer them now. And if not, I'll come back through here, and or, of course, you guys could give us a call here. It's PROBY'S Tax and Accounting here in Los Angeles. The phone number is 323-290-9034, okay? So, any questions over here? I want to make sure today, because it's a Q&A, I want to make sure I'm not running through all this stuff, and I want to make sure I get all those questions answered, okay? All right. So, all right, so let's move on. I said that you have to pay federal taxes on your income, okay? Now, depending on what state you're in, you also have to pay state taxes on your income, okay? Hi, Aloma. You have to pay state taxes on your income as well, now depending on where you are. There are some states, probably, I think maybe like 7 states that don't pay income taxes. And, you know, people are like, oh, I'm going to move to those states because they don't pay income taxes. Well, you know, that might be one reason you want to move there, but there's probably 10 other reasons you don't want to move there. So you might want to evaluate that. Hi, Maria. Thanks for jumping on. Okay. So there's about maybe 7 states that you don't have to pay taxes in. And so, but outside of those 7 states, you have to pay income taxes to your state. Our nonprofit organization required to file a tax return. Okay, so I call it nonprofit organization. Okay, if you make less than $50,000, let's say, you don't have to file a formal tax return. What you have to file with the federal government and with your state, especially California, is what they call an e-postcard, which is an information return. It's not a full tax return. It's just an information return. They call it an e-postcard for the federal government. You go in there and all you do is you just give them your information and tell them, how much you make, which should be under $50,000. If you made more than that, you have to file a tax return. Okay, so if you don't have to file a formal return, but you do have to file that information card and let them know. Because once again, keep in mind, guys, they don't know your operation. They don't know what you did. They don't know how much money you make. They don't know if you have any, kind of taxable income, and they're looking for this. And you can get your business suspended. Okay, if you have a corporation, the nonprofit, Carla, it could be suspended simply because you didn't file anything, and simply because you're gonna say, I made no money, so I shouldn't file. Next thing you know, you're operating a business that is not active, that is suspended, and is not legally able to operate and shouldn't be operating. All right, so yes, if you don't file a tax return, make enough money for the nonprofit, you have to file an information return. Hope that answers your question, caller. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the state taxes, because once again, like I said, there's some state that you don't pay taxes in. And there's about maybe 7 of those states, Nevada, Texas, Florida. There's some states that you don't have to pay state taxes, right? States that you have to pay state taxes in, especially California, right? And it's based on your income. And of course, you pay a certain tax rate. Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. You pay a certain tax rate. So they all have a different tax rate that you pay based on your income, okay? So everything is a scale based on income, right? And so there's not a standard, okay, you only pay 3% because, this is what everybody pays. No, it is all based on income, how much profit you made, and you pay taxes according to that, to both your state and your federal. Okay, so I hope that answers those questions. I hope that gets some point across, you guys. And you're in business to make money, right? So I have questions all the time from clients, be like, okay, what am I going to pay? I says, first of all, you worry about making the money. Don't worry about what you're paying. Worry about making the money. You're in business to make money. And you don't want to not make money because you don't want to pay taxes, okay? So I always tell my client, don't worry about the taxes right now. Worry about making the money. Get all the money you can, and then, we'll strategize how you pay your taxes, and then we'll deal with that part. And another thing, guys, you're in business. There's no refund, okay? I have business clients, they file their tax and be like, well, am I getting any money back? No, you need to now know that you are here to make a profit, and because you're making a profit, you're gonna pay some taxes. So let's go make all the money we can, and then, we pay our share of taxes, and we keep making more money, right? Okay. All right, any questions that I'm missing over here? I want to make sure I get all those questions in today. Okay, all right. So that covers income taxes, federal and state. Don't incorporate in a state because there's no state taxes, because there is other implications. And operating or incorporating in a state that doesn't have a state taxes, you can't operate a corporation in a state that is taxable and not pay that state that you're in taxes. That's another topic. We'll discuss that later. If you guys need a little more information on that, right there, you can call us 323-290-9034 at PROBY'S Tax, because there are companies, there's people who incorporate their business in a non-tax state, and then, of course, they want to operate from, let's say, California, because, we're here in California. I like using California. They want to operate from California. You cannot operate your business in the state of California, pay them no taxes because you have incorporated in a state that doesn't have taxes. You can't incorporate in Nevada, operate in California, and not pay any taxes. We can discuss that further later. Okay, hi, Better Rocks. Thanks for jumping on here. Okay, so guys, that's it on the income tax part. And it's considered a tax liability for accounting purposes on your books. It's a liability that you're going to have to pay, when you operate your business and you make money, okay? All right, so I'm gonna move on. I don't see no more questions on that. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next type of tax that we gotta pay. Okay, and this one I want to talk. Since we're on the business side, I want to talk about the. All right, hey Maria, I want to talk about the self-employment tax. You know, this is one. It wasn't listed on our topic today, but I want to really point this out: the self-employment tax, because this one gets a lot of self-employed people in trouble. People who file Schedule C, right? If you file a Schedule C, which is a self-employed business, you have not incorporated, you are reporting your income and expenses on your personal tax return, guys. If you're self-employed, okay? So there's self-employment taxes that you have to pay. This is a liability that you incur because you made some money, of course, and this is all making some money. No, if you have a loss, of course, you know, none of these taxes will apply, but you have a profit. Self-employed taxes, guys, you must make sure that you have that liability to set up to pay. So a lot of people get in trouble for not setting aside money for their self-employment, right? The self-employment is you're paying into your Social Security, right? And you're paying into your Medicare. Now, this is in addition to your income taxes. Hi, Junior Alvarez. Thanks for jumping on. Okay, so this is in addition to your income taxes. The self-employment tax is you paying into Medicare and you paying your share into the Social Security pot, because you're not working for anybody. You have to pay your own self-employment, okay? So a lot of people get in trouble for this. A lot of people get in trouble for this because you are not having any money taken out of the monies you make. Nothing, right? When you work for somebody, they pull this out. You work for you, there's no money coming out. You need to set a tax liability fund aside so you can pay, hi Allie, you can pay this money, okay? Self-employment tax, you guys do not get yourself in trouble at the end of the year. If you make $100,000, okay, and then you have $15,000 worth of self-employment taxes to pay, and you didn't see it coming, you want to make sure you stay on top of that, okay? Because we are really talking about how you stay in business, even with all these topics. And I always say the fastest way to get out of business is to have a tax liability, a tax debt that is so large and is multiplying so much that it can technically put you out of business, okay? Self-employment taxes, your income taxes, and your state taxes if you have a profit. Okay, so Maria, hi Elaine, is the truth that we are going to pay back the stimulus check? Real quick on that question, I wanted to answer that. You don't have to pay back the stimulus check, guys. The stimulus check is yours. It is not taxable, and you don't have to pay it back, okay? So despite everything that you hear, you don't pay it back. All right, so is there an average percentage I should set aside for self-employment taxes? So self-employment taxes, the percentage, okay, the Medicare taxes, Social Security taxes that is allocated right now, the rate is at 15.3%. When you work for an employer, they take out half of that, and then they take the other half out of your payroll check. When you're self-employed, you have to pay the entire thing yourself, right? So there's a percentage for the Social Security tax, and then there's a percentage that you pay into Medicare, right? So Medicare, no, it's 6.2%, and if the employer paid the other half, but if you do it yourself, then you have to pay 12.4%, and then on the Medicare, you pay that 1.45% yourself, but then now you have to match that as well. So there is, I'd say, between the two of those, let's say you set aside 15%, 60%, make sure that you're safe, and then you still have income taxes now, okay? You still have income taxes. So you have your Social Security tax that you have to set aside money for, and then you have your income taxes, okay? And obviously if you're paying Social Security taxes, self-employment taxes, it's because you have a profit. Hi, Mr. Tias, how you doing? All right, so guys, make sure that you don't get in trouble with the self-employment tax, because not only do you have to pay self-employment, you have to pay income taxes to both your federal and your state. So you could be up to maybe 25% in taxes, and based on how much money you make at the end of the year. So one reason that you keep track of this stuff One reason that you keep your accountant is so that you can project your income. You can make estimated taxes, and at the end of the year, you're not surprised with a $20,000 tax bill, or who knows, maybe a $50,000 tax bill, right? So, but the reason we're discussing this today, because, it's business liability. The idea of going into business again is so we can make money, right? And if we make money, we got to do what? We got to pay some taxes. We got to pay some income taxes. We got to pay some state taxes, income taxes to the feds. We got to pay state taxes. For the self-employed people, we have to pay self-employment taxes. If you're an employee, your Social Security taxes and your Medicare taxes is coming out of your check anyway. Your employer is deducting that anyway, so money is going into that Social Security pot for you anyway. But when you're working for yourself, you got to put your own money in that pot, okay? So that's a liability to your business when you're self-employed, okay? You guys have that? And more questions? Let's see. All right. Okay, so we covered income tax, federal, we covered income tax, state, and then we covered the self-employment taxes. So I'm going to move on to the next liability that your business will have, because, of course, yes, we're going to make some money, right? So let's talk about if you have a payroll. I want to talk about this. We talked about payroll several times, right? But if you have a payroll, there is a payroll taxes that you are deducting from your employees. And this is another one that gets a lot of people in trouble. A lot of people get in trouble. We want to stay in business. We don't want to have a tax problem, right? So if you are deducting payroll taxes from your employees, guys, the employer matches, I mentioned a minute ago, the Social Security and the Medicare taxes. And then there's some other taxes the employer pays. Unemployment taxes. This is why you can get unemployment if you work for someone. So the employer have a tax liability to pay its portion of the employee taxes. And then you have monies you deduct from the employee. Those money gets paid into the federal and the state government. Business people send the money that you deduct for payroll taxes, your portion, which is your liability, the portion that you deduct from your employees, please send those money to the government on time. It's some of the most expensive loan. If you don't send that money in, it is very serious penalty, very serious interest. You guys do not want to get in trouble with payroll taxes, okay? I advise you. So that one liability you want to set up on your books, and you want to send it off and pay. Some people have to pay payroll taxes 3 days after they have a payroll. Some is on a monthly payroll. Some is in a semi-monthly payroll. Whatever schedule the government say you're on, and that is also, once again, all this is based on the size of your business and how much employee and how much money that will be. Whatever that schedule is, please stick to it, okay? Stick to it, because you miss it by a day. It's penalties, expensive loan. Payroll taxes, guys. If you have employees, you're deducting money from them, and you are matching Social Security, you are matching the Medicare taxes, you're paying into the state unemployment. If you, especially in California or our states, you're paying into the unemployment pot, okay? You're paying into the disability pot. You have to send those payroll taxes in. That's one liability the business cannot, none of them you should really mess up on, but you don't want to do it on payroll, okay? You don't want to do it on payroll. And I'm going to throw this in there. One last thing why you don't want to do it on payroll taxes, because you will be held personally liable on a personal basis for those tax liability, and it's a serious thing to really have deducted taxes from the employees and not send them to the government, right? It's called a trust fund penalty that you'll get. All right, so we don't want to do that. All right, let's see. Am I missing anything over here? Hi, Mighty Dre. Thanks for tuning in over here. Okay. All right. Hey, Junior. I appreciate this. Yes. Thank you. All right. So you guys, once again, this is Elaine Proby, CEO of PROBY'S Tax and Accounting. Okay. We've been in business for over 35 years here, you guys. 25 at the same location here on Crenshaw Boulevard. And you can get all of your business needs taken care of, all of your tax filing, all of your business structure, business problems, consultation, payroll, any of the stuff that you need done for your business, guys. We're here to do that. The office is open 5 days a week. Virtually, some of us still working virtually. And you guys can call our phone number at 323-290-9034 or visit us at PROBY'S.com. Go online, go to a secure portal if you want to send us any information. And of course, we're here to answer any of these questions that you may have a problem with, because once again, our goal right here is to make sure that, one, you're in business to make money, you make money, you stay out of tax problems, you stay in business, and you continue to grow and be prosperous, right? Okay. So no more questions with that. Let's see, PROBY'S Tax and Accounting. Okay, yes. All right, so let's move on to a couple more of the tax liabilities that most businesses will face. This one is a whole lot of fun, because everybody like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to pay this, Carla? It's best. Thank you, Carla. Okay. All right. I am really excited to be able to share this information with you guys, because, your success is our business. I want to see everybody make it, and I want to make sure that you get this information. I'm trying to make it very simple so you can understand it, and because it's very difficult once you see it all together. It becomes a little bit complex. I'm trying to simplify some of this stuff and point out some of the most serious and most important information for you. All right. So I want to get into this fun one. This is one that everybody asks, why do I have to pay this? And this is sales taxes, okay? Sales taxes, guys. And we know we've been paying sales taxes forever. You go somewhere, it's $5 plus tax, so it's $5.25. It's $10 plus tax, it's $100 plus tax, so it's $110. So we all pay sales taxes. And especially here in California, the sales tax, and you guys, the rates are totally different, so there's nothing standard about it. All you need to know is their sales taxes. So if you are in the business of selling a product, okay, you will have to collect sales taxes, right, from all of the customers. You have to collect sales taxes. Let's see, what's that? Sharon's Karen. Thank you for the free advice. Okay, yeah, this is free advice, you guys. Free advice. So yeah, you have to collect the sales taxes. You have that liability. You set that up on your books as a liability simply because it's the money that you collected for the government that don't belong to you. So it's not costing the company any money. So the business doesn't necessarily have an expense collecting these sales taxes. But guess what? If you don't pay them, if you do not pay them on time like you should, guess what you now have? It now costs you, right? So now you have this tax liability that you have to pay, that not only include the monies you collected from the people, but all the interest and penalty that you have to pay because you held that money and didn't pay it in. So now you have incurred some business expense that you did not need to, okay? So the sales taxes that you collect for the government on product that you sell, make sure that you send those in on a regular basis. You have to file a sales tax return, especially here in California. You have to file a sales tax return. Some of us have to file it every quarter. Some people have to send that money into them every month. Okay, make sure you do that on time. If you don't, it is now become a liability, and the company has to pay money out of pocket that they really didn't have to pay. Okay, these are all the things that will put your business in such deep tax situation and will hurt your bottom line, will hurt your cash flow. Okay, so you don't want to do that. All right, so sales tax, you guys, every county has a different rate. You guys, if you're in Inglewood, you have a different rate. LA have a different rate. The county have a different rate. The city have a different rate. So there's county taxes, there's city taxes, there's the local taxes. All this stuff is all together. And so whoever's filing the taxes for you, they know what these rates are. Make sure, Sharon, thank you. Make sure that you pay the sales taxes, or you will have that liability, an additional penalty that the business do not want to incur. Okay? Any question on sales taxes, guys? This is, the thing about this stuff, these are the things that get you in so much trouble with your business. It hurts your cash flow, right? It keeps your cash flow down. So you don't want to do all this work, make all this money, and at the end of the day, you're sending so much of it to the government in interest and penalty because you didn't pay the income taxes, you didn't pay the sales taxes, you didn't pay the payroll taxes on time, okay? I want to make sure you guys do this. I want to make sure you guys stay on point with this. I want to make sure that you put the money in your pocket. I want to make sure you enjoy your profits, right? You don't want to work so hard and then you have to give it away, because that's giving it away, okay? That's giving it away. I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, 25,000, 10,000, just in penalties, okay? And of course, depending on how many millions your business is making, just think about what that number is, right? We don't want to do that. I mean, you guys, you don't want to work that hard to take the money and flush it, right? Okay, so that's over here. Hello. All right, you guys, any questions? Okay, put your questions on the board. This is a Q&A. It's all about your business, tax liabilities. Some of it becomes personal, because if you're self-employed, it becomes your personal tax liability, okay? All right, and then there's ways, of course, to take care of that up front. There's ways that you can plan ahead and make estimated tax payments, which we could get into more details. If you call the office, we can have another 15-minute free consultation to really explain some of this stuff to you. So you can have a 15-minute free consultation if you call the office if any of this stuff is still a little bit confusing, because the whole point here is to make sure that it's nice and clear, and we take care of it, and we stay in business and keep all the money in our pocket that we can, right? Okay, let's see. Why don't service business change? Oh, why don't the service business charge a sales tax? Okay, so yeah, the service business don't charge a sales tax, because the sales tax is based on sale of a product, right? And service businesses are selling a service. They're not actually selling a physical, tangible product. So the sales tax is based on sale of a product. So you notice if you go to a store and you buy a product, you pay sales taxes. And, you go to a food service place, a restaurant, they pay sales taxes simply because, a lot of times they pay on the food. They have different sales taxes if it's cooked food or dry food or whatever. There's different, categories of how that works. But in a service business, of course, it's your service, and there is no sales taxes on the service business, okay? And, and that can get a little bit more technical too, because, I've had people, for instance, people in the design industry who provide a service, and they also do stuff like, they'll get merchandise for, let's say, the hotel or the home that they are designing. And a lot of times they would have their service, and then they would also purchase product for the property that they're designing. And, they have to separate the two. This is for my service. This is for my consultation, guys. I'm not paying taxes on this. And this part is for the product that I bought. This part is for the merchandise, so I pay taxes on this, okay? So that's the sales taxes. And depending on what state you're in, depending on what county you're in, that's how those tax rates are based, okay? Any question? That was a good question, though. That was a very good question. All right, so this is fun. I'm having a good time with this today. The sun is nice and bright, so this is exciting. I love you guys' engagement. This is beautiful. And once again, like I said, click like and share this video. It's a lot of good information people can definitely use. I'm really, really excited because I've gotten people call me, and I've gotten people respond. I've gotten people ask questions on a lot of the topics that we talked about in some of the other videos. You guys can go back and check those out. And which tells me, obviously, that this information is well needed, because sometimes you see it, you read it, you don't always get it, okay? And I want to make sure you do, all right? So, all right, so let's recap real quick. We did the income taxes for those people who just jumped in here. We did the income tax. On your income, you pay taxes to the federal government. You pay taxes to your state if you're in one of those taxable states, okay, based on your income. And I always emphasize, we're in business to make money, so we don't mind paying the taxes because we want to make money, right? You don't want to not make money, so you don't pay taxes. You want to make lots of money and pay whatever the taxes are. But we'll talk about how you save on taxes. That's a whole nother topic. All right, so if I am living in Belize as and making sales in the U.S., should I still be paying taxes in the U.S.? I think that's what that question say. Okay, if you're making sales, if you're selling a product to someone in the U.S., I think that's that question. Should you pay the sales taxes? If you're selling a product to someone in the U.S., is that the question? Should you pay sales taxes on the product if you're selling it here? Okay, so what you need to do there, Bernie, Burn. Okay, that's that question, Burn. What you need to do where you are, let's say in Belize, now you need to find out there where you are, what are the implications, right? Because, for instance, if I'm in California and I'm selling product to Florida or selling product someplace else, I got to worry about my state. I got to worry about the sales that I make in my state. I got to worry about if I collect the product or who pays taxes on the other end, and or if I collect it, I have to pay to my state. You would have to check into what the tax implication is in Belize if you're selling product abroad, and see what tax implication you would have by selling your product abroad, okay? So I hope that makes sense, Bern. What happens if I'm in California and I am selling to international, or I'm selling to out of state, I have to make sure that I know what the sales tax implication is. There are cases, if it's retail, you must collect those taxes, and if you collect those taxes before you ship that stuff out, if you collect those taxes, you have to pay them in, all right? Okay? If you sell wholesale, guys, there are people who have a license to buy wholesale, since we're on the sales tax subject. If they buy wholesale, they don't pay the taxes when they purchase, but when they retail, they have to collect the taxes and pay it in. So you're no longer responsible for those taxes if you sell it wholesale. But make sure you get their wholesale license for your record. If they audit you and you don't have that wholesale license, guess what? You pay those taxes, right? Okay, I am selling music, movies, and a website that charges through, okay. So, yeah, so you need to see what the implication is, what they're collecting, if there's any taxes that's being collected, and what end those taxes are being collected, and then you need to make sure that if that is the case, that money gets paid in. What you don't want is to have, at some point later on, a big bill that you're not expecting, right? Okay, thanks a million. You're very welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. All right, all right. Okay, guys, you guys having fun yet? I am excited. This is great. I love the interaction. And I know this is a little bit complicated. I'm trying to make it real simple. I think the real key here is you make some money. There's a tax implication. You pay the federal government. If you're in a taxable state, you pay the state. If you collect sales taxes, you pay that. If you have a payroll, you have to collect some payroll taxes, and the employee is responsible for some of those taxes. You pay those payroll taxes, right? These are liabilities that the business needs to set up on their books as you go along, so you know what those tax liabilities are, and then you make sure you pay them out in a timely manner so you're not hit with lots of interest and penalty. All right? So are we good on that? Okay, good. Any more questions? Okay, so let's see. I think there's one more thing here that I wanted to talk about. This is this has to do with the business taxes that you have to pay. I think before we did we had a live on getting your business license, right? So once you have a business license in a city, wherever you are, there is business taxes that you pay on the money you make, right? There's business tax that you have to pay on the money you make. This all this stuff is based on the money you make. Now, here in the city of LA, you don't pay any city taxes on your business license if you made less than $100,000. Less than $100,000, city of LA doesn't want any money from you. That's beautiful, right? Now, some other cities, depending on where you are, of course, you pay based on what you make. It could be anywhere from 1% of every $1,000 that you make. There's different rates, and the rates is also based on the type of business you're in, right? Some business pay at a higher rate. Some professional business pay at a lower rate. So it all depends on the business that you're in, and that's what they base the rate on. And of course, you wind up paying based on your gross. This time, your business license is on your gross revenue. All the income taxes on your net profit is on your income that you make. This time, when you pay into your city taxes, you are paying based on your gross revenue, okay? Based on your gross revenue. I hope that's clear to everybody. Any question on that? Let's see, Lerna. Okay, thank you. She didn't have a question. Okay, you guys, any question? I want to thank you guys for all jumping in here. I hope we made that really clear for you guys to understand the tax implications and liability from a tax perspective. The whole key here is for you to stay in business, for us all to succeed, for us all to go to the top. And I'm here after being in business for over 35 years. Ooh. Sound like a lot. For over 35 years, right? I've seen it all. I've seen so many businesses come and go. I've seen people made millions of dollars, okay? And I've seen them go out of business. All right, I watched them go out of business simply because they don't do the right thing. And the taxes, that's the fastest way to go out of business, right? And just think about all the ones we talked about. You will have probably all 5 of those taxes. You'll have the income tax, federal and state. You will have sales taxes if you're in a product sale. You have the business taxes, you have payroll taxes. That's a lot of different taxes. And just think on the volume and the late payment fees and penalties if you don't pay those things in. And just think about how quickly you could owe $100,000 in just taxes, okay? We don't want that to happen, all right? So please do more of these. You're amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm humble. Thank you. Thanks, Bernie. Thanks, Bernie, you guys. That's Bernie. Thanks for tuning in. Get his music. That is awesome. All right, Patrick. Thanks for coming in. Okay, you guys. Michelle, Leslie. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. So, like I said, I've seen people make millions of dollars. I've seen them go out of business. I've seen people wind up with huge hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars in tax problems. And you want to know how this is possible, how this happened. You don't want this to happen to you. So keep in mind, there's these liabilities that you will have in business, and even as an individual running your own business. When we speak business, you guys, anything that you're doing that's generating income, you're in business, whether it's an individual, whether it's a corporation, whether it's your nonprofit. And you want to make sure that you stay on top of all these taxes. Again, just as a quick recap, if you have a profit, you make income, it's income taxes to the federal government, it's income taxes to your state if you're in one of those states that pay taxes. And all the rates for the taxes depend on your income, okay? It depend on the state. They all have a different rate. All right, and then your income tax of the feds depend on how much you make. The bracket is what you pay. All right, sales taxes, payroll taxes. All right, your city taxes. Okay, make sure that we are on top of all these taxes. No interest and penalty, right? You guys promised me no late payment, interest, penalty on taxes, right? We don't want to throw away money. All right, anything else? Anybody else got any questions out there? Any questions out there? Okay. All right, thank you, learner. Thank you. All right, so you guys are clear on this? Make sure that you click like and share this video. Any further questions? Once again, we're here to help you with that. We're here to answer those questions. You guys are a little confused about how you do this, and then, of course, there's a 15-minute free consultation. If you are already, now let's see, we are here in June. 6 months is gone in 2020. So right now, I'll say, look at your business, see what you're doing, make sure that you don't have any of these taxes linger on, and make sure that you know, if you have to make some payments, make sure that you have that liability, that money set aside to cover the liability so you can go ahead and pay it on time, okay? Make sure that you do that. And you don't want to get to the end of the year and have this huge tax liability that now you can't pay because you didn't prepare for it, and then now you have a tax problem that goes from one year to the next. And I've seen it happen, and it's just not a good thing, right? You are very welcome, Bernie. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Share this video and make sure that everybody get get use of it. Okay. So if we're good on the taxes, you guys, I want to address one more thing before we close out today. And someone asked a little bit earlier about the stimulus check. I know they were asking about whether they should pay taxes on the stimulus check. However, I wanted to let you guys know that the second stimulus check, again, is still on the table. It's still on the table. Mitch McConnell was saying that they must come to some type of agreement or get somewhere. There's a July deadline, okay? There's a July deadline for them to make a decision on whether they're going to get a second stimulus check. So we're getting a little bit closer. So they put a deadline on themselves. So there's a July deadline. Mitch McConnell said that they must come to some decision by July, maybe end of July. Okay, so that's getting us a little bit closer. We knew somewhere about May to end of July, but now they're getting to the point where, hey, you know, we got to do something. We got to say something, right? So, so that's that on the stimulus check. And then, of course, I wanted to once again make sure you guys know that any of these things that you have problems with, again, PROBY'S Tax does business consultation, you know, tax planning, tax problem resolution, accounting, payroll. You know, we have a department that set up your business. If you guys feel you need to change your business structure, you feel that you needed to incorporate instead, or you don't know if you should, you know, might not be operating the right structure. If you have anything to do with 501c3, which is the nonprofit organization, you have any problems with that, you want to start one, you have one, you want to know what to do with it. Okay, so here at PROBY'S Tax and Accounting in Los Angeles, we can take care of all that for you. Give us a call at 323-290-9034. Go to our website at PROBY'Stax.com. And then we also have a secure portal, you guys. And if you have to file taxes, hi Tiffany, thanks for jumping on. If you have to file taxes, we do it all type of business taxes we do file here. Your personal, you know, your corporation, nonprofit, your S corp, your LLC, whatever type of taxes, your business taxes, your sales taxes, your payroll taxes, whatever you need to file. PROBY'S Tax and Accounting can take care of that for you guys. Check out our website at PROBY'Stax.com. All right, so I'm Elaine Proby, CEO, in business for over 35 years. And before I go, real quick, the economic injury disaster loan for you business people, make sure that you apply for that money, okay? Make sure that you go to the SBA website, apply for the economic injury disaster loan. And up until June the 30th, you can apply for the payroll protection. Please don't miss this deadline. If you're qualified, we have a questionnaire that we have emailed out to some folks, or you could call our office. Call our office if you want to know if you're qualified to do any one of these loans. You can call the office. We have a questionnaire that you could fill out, and it will let me know whether or not you should apply for the payroll protection loan and or the economic injury disaster loan. Okay, so give us a call. We can help you with that as well. All right. So with that, let's see, I have something else up here. Please repeat the number again. All right, for your service. Yes, please repeat the number. The number to PROBY'S Tax and Accounting here in Los Angeles for over 35 years, same location on Crenshaw Boulevard, is 323-290-9034. 323-290-9034. Go to the website at PROBY'Stax.com. All right. So I think that will cover it. We talked about all those tax liabilities the business will incur. I talked about making sure that you guys take care of paying those things. You don't want to have a huge tax problem at the end. We're in business to make money. We're not in business to throw away the money. We don't want to pay unnecessary taxes. And therefore, I want to make sure that we all do that right, okay? Because I want us to stay in business and make lots and lots and lots of money, all right? And then I want to make sure that you guys take advantage of the loans, payroll protection, economic injury disaster loan. Take advantage of those. And for everybody else, we'll see what happened with the next stimulus check. Hopefully by the end of July or mid to the end of July, they'll have something for us on that. All right, so I think that will do it. PROBY'S Tax, yes. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope y'all had fun. I had a lot of fun. And, you know, share the video, tell a friend, let some people know. And I'm very happy thanks for all those people who have been sharing. I've gotten a lot of different calls from different people who have, you know, been seeing the videos. And thanks for all you guys who have been sharing. And thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you can use this information. Any confusion, give me a call, right? So with that said, you guys, you will have a wonderful rest of your day. I want all of us to stay safe, you guys, you know, follow instructions, okay? Stay focused, all right? Stay informed and stay safe. And you guys have a wonderful day. And we will be back next week with some more update, all right? Thanks for tuning in. So with that said, bye. I'll see you guys later.